What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sloan Adventures. Well, here today in the garage again. As you can see behind me, got the Uforce 1000 XL sitting right here. We got something that came from our friends over at Kemimoto. We're gonna get installed in this bad boy today. As you can see, we got a full turn signal kit with a horn. Everything I got unpackaged already just so we could see what we got here. Everything was already put together when it came right from Kemimoto. All your connections already together. All your weatherhead connections on the turn signals are all together. Nice rubber garments on the back there to keep them secured wherever you want to install them. Come with an instruction booklet. Says it's about 60 minutes to install. Part number is up here on the box. As you can tell, I'll also put the link down in the bottom of the description. But it shouldn't be too bad of an install after looking through it. I mean, most instructions that come for things like these, they don't give you very good instructions. This one's pretty elaborate. It goes into detail of where you want to put it, how you want to connect it, and vice versa. Specifically for the Uforce 1000, you have the bus bar that's located up here under the hood that we're going to draw power to. And then as far as where you want to put your turn signals, it's kind of personal preference on either up on the body, the bumper, wherever you want to go. We're going to put one up here on the bumper, obviously another one on the other side, and we're going to come around back here. And my plan is put one back here, and I think I'm going to end up going down here. Some people, you know, put them here, you can put them wherever you want to, but I chose to put them here is where I'm going to go. The tools you need, it does tell you what you need as far as little things where, you know, like step bit is what I'm going to use to drill my hole into the plastic. Then you're going to need a bolt to hold your horn in, which on your Uforce, if you come over on the driver's side of this thing, you have a spot already located where the horn goes, which if you can see, it goes up here. Obviously your horn's going to face down, so you do need to get a bolt to put in here, but it's already tapped from the factory from Cfmoto, so you just got to get, I think it's an 8mm bolt. I'll have to double check, but you put that there. And then as far as wherever you want to go wiring wise, you can kind of stick it wherever. I'll show you where I'm going to go with this thing. Obviously you got your switch panels. You can either go here, here, anywhere here. This pops up, pulls up. We'll get into that once I get rolling with this thing, but it's just clipped in here. Same with this. And then you can hide everything under the dash or run it down the side if you're going to the rear. Same thing with these. Once it comes down from the front, you can run it up through here. Come right up where your factory harnesses is and just run it right up strong on that side there. Come over here. So I'm gonna get all the hood and everything pulled off of this thing, get set for the wiring, and I'll bring you guys back and we'll go into detail on how I'm gonna put it together and everything like that. All right, so the first thing, we got the hood off of this thing. As you can tell, we got the bus bar on this thing. So we're gonna get our power from here. So we can unplug this here and you can see, you know, you got positive, negative accessory. So we can hook into this bus bar to get power for those things, like I said before. So we'll get that unscrewed, we'll tie into this. And if you come around here on the passenger side, like I said, these things, they're just push pinned clips that go in. Same with the top piece. So obviously your top piece you just pull up to and it's clips. You can either go here, or what I did is I pulled out the tray that sits down here. Same thing with that. It's push pins as well. So you just pull it and it pops right out. And I think I'm going to tie into these switches. So if you look on the back of these switches, they're basically just push pins. So you push the pins in like this, and those will come right out. And you can either go in here, like I said, or if you wanted to, you can come into the back side of this. I'm going to leave these alone. So we're going to just pop that back in. Like I said, see how they just pop right in there. And I'm going to take these out, and I think I'm going to do a horn and a turn signal over here rather than on this switch panel. So the same thing with that. And then these, obviously, once those ones are out, same thing with this. You can tell on these, they got a little bit of give to them where you press them in and they sit right in there flush. So obviously, you know, we got our horn, left, right, back to center. And then you got 4 ways for your hazards, and then horn. And it's got like a press fit for the horn. So what I'm gonna do is I'll get all this wiring set and make sure everything's gonna fit where I want it. And I'll get back again and we'll go from there on to the next step. All right, so next step in the process, I got the wires ran up to the bar. I come through this hole over here past the winch power, ran it down. As you can tell, came down from up here through that hole down into the rubber garment over here, and I just pulled this garment off instead of having a hole in it. I just pushed it through the rubber garment, pushed the garment back, and she's nice and strong in there. Obviously, pretty much wire. I don't need a whole lot of wire through here because I already got enough cord through here. And I came across over all these components over here, where your brake pedal and gas pedal are, went over here, down out the side, and I can tuck all this underneath up into here, and mount the box wherever I want to inside. The box itself has self-tappers, so you can either self-tapper it, or I'm going to get double-sided tape that I have, and I'm going to stick the box up over here like this, out of the way of everything. Once I get all those tied up to where they got to be, obviously, like I said, you can mount it wherever you want to, but that way worked best for me. Like I said, now we can put the horn up here, get that installed. Like I said, it is an 8mm bolt that goes in through here. So I'm gonna get an 8mm bolt, we'll get the horn up and set up, and I'll show you how to install that, and we'll go from there. But like I said, the install's not taking too long, just a process of figuring out where you wanna run it. Like I said, there's multiple ways you can get power to this. You don't have to use the bus bar, you can go straight power to your battery, and then to your negative if you want to, but this hole worked out really well. Like I said, this is the winch power over here. Like I said, this is the bus bar that came with the Cfmoto, and you know, you got your negative and your positive to use. So we'll get on to the next step and we'll come back again. All right, so we're back up here again. Like I said earlier in the last one, we got the power wire, ran up here to the bus bar, and I'll try to show you guys how I ran the wires. If you look up through here, went above the dash, this bezel that pops out, like I said before, I went up around the shaft over here on the top for all four, just like so, wrapped them, and came out through the weather grommet that's on the driver's side over here. Like I said, this thing just pops out, and you can sneak them through whatever direction you want. This is from my other power cord right here. Get them out here. So I got the left, like I said before, the left, we're gonna go up through here on the front bumper, somewhere in this vicinity. And I got the bottom cord, ran all the way down underneath. Like I said before, we're gonna come out and tie into the back over here on this side. And then this piece has where your light goes on here. It's a longer piece, so it obviously looks like it's too short, but it's not, because the light actually has another extra feet of wrap on it. So it makes it nice. Like this one's a smaller one, but then the other end actually has distance on it. So I'm gonna get this buttoned up and we'll come back with you guys. All right, so for the back left tail light, what I did was, after I snuck it through here on this brake caliper, there's a drop hole on top and then a couple holes on the bottom. I fed it down through those holes, ran it down here underneath the frame, took the bolts out from underneath here. As you can see, there's a couple bolts here, a couple bolts here, and then the bolts all the way down. Drop those bolts. You can tuck this cord in, as you can see kind of right here. Then I tucked it in, ran all the way down underneath the frame. And you get down here, this one's actually pretty cool. I dropped this whole plate, took the bolts out, ran it right up through here, and it came right out through here. There's that plate down there. Come out here. And I can run this cord in multiple directions, whether I want to run it from here across the top of the frame and over to this side, or I can run it from here up across and cut across, depending once we get this cord in here, because see, I do have a lot of extra cord once it's plugged in. Like I said, because we're going to go over here on the back side, so we have quite a bit extra cord, as you can tell, to go and kind of finagle it wherever we want to be. Next side, I'm going to try to tackle the right rear light. That one I'm not sure if I'll have enough cord to run it across to the back. I might have to come this way and cut across the top and come out the same way and cut across. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to run this one yet, but like I said, once I get it ran, I'll bring you guys back and see what side I ran on. But other than that, fishing the wires wasn't too difficult. What's nice, like I said, about these is with a quick disconnect harness, so you can just tackle the lights separately and then come back and work on wherever you want to put your switches. Got the horn mounted up. Like I said before, it wasn't an 8mm, it's 6mm. I got a socket cap screw I put in, and then a nice vibration mount so that it isn't so stiff when you're riding. And then we'll come back and obviously zip tie all this stuff up. But I'm gonna get working on that one, and then I'll bring you guys back and we'll kind of do each light like that individually, so you guys know where to run it and what to do with it. Okay, for the right side, like I said, obviously we came through this same fitting over here, ran it down under the frame, come over on this side, and I kind of did the same thing as what I did over on the other side. Come through this part of the frame, dropped it straight across, came through underneath, tucked it under the same way, and went all the way to the back side. And what I did was I came up through here on the other side of the battery, that hole right through there, came up through here, comes out here. Now this one is a little bit shorter. What I was worried about, it wasn't gonna be too short, but it's not, because like I said before, they give you an extra bit for the light on this, on both back sides. So as you can tell, this is like the standard one that comes on the front, and your back ones have extra length, so you'll be able to reach and kind of maneuver how you want to do it, depending on where you want to be. But like I said, so probably on this one we'll do the same thing. We'll zip tie this up through here, come across kind of around the same wires that they are, and just down through this frame and come out through here and tie into the back of this. Kind of like how the other side has a harness that comes back through there. We'll come through here and pop it over here. And like I said, you can zip tie up to this to keep the extra so it's not entangled anywhere else. But running the wires is the hardest part of this job. Obviously, you just got to take your time and make sure you finagle it the right way and get them through the holes and all that fun stuff. But what I'll do next is I'll get this thing ready for the fronts, and we'll get these holes drilled. Like I said, I use a step bit, and you come in wherever you want to put them. I mean, you can put them wherever you want. It's personal preference. Some people put them into the actual bodies, but I'm not about doing that. That's just me. So we're going to put one here, and then one here, and then we'll get to the back side. But other than that, yeah, like I said, the biggest thing is just take your time, make sure you're running the wires where you want to run them, and the rest kind of flows as you get through. And the bolts on these aren't too terrible on the bottom. There's, I think, 6 screws on each side that you just take off, and then you can tuck the wire underneath. So I'll get back with you again once we get set up here on the front, and we'll show you guys what's next. All right, so I couldn't wait. I want to get this thing in. So what I kind of did, like I said, I got my step bit, and I kind of just took this, kind of pressed it where I wanted to, where I thought it would look the best. So I have my center mark that I marked, so it's kind of going to sit. I kind of want it close to the edge, but not too far to the edge. And then what we're going to do here is double check. It's kind of hard because you're kind of eyeballing it. You could tape it, but as you can see, we're going to kind of go about somewhere right here. No stopping now. I'm kind of going to just step it out. And just make sure you're not hitting nothing behind. And don't go too far, because obviously, like I said, you got to be able to get this through and in. So keep going. Check this. Let's see how we looking. That'll fit through. Almost. A little bit more. So again, just be careful not to go too far. So this way you kind of want to just go, take your time. Make sure you don't get it too big, because once you get it too big, you're kind of crap out of luck. But what they is, when you get a step bit, like I said, they got the rubber garment in there, and you kind of just press. That's still a little big. So you just come back in here, we'll hit it again. Come back. I might need my bigger step bit, but come back through here. Let's see if that's it. Almost. Almost. I might be at the very edge of this bit. I might need the bigger one. Yep. So I'll grab my bigger one. Same concept. We'll check it again just to make sure. Got the big behemoth. So with this, come in through here. Actually, that's perfect. Don't need the big one. It's right at the edge. So that's in there like that. Just like so. I'll set you guys back here so you can see what it looks like. That was my location. As you can tell, I think it looks pretty cool right there. It's out of the way and everything else. Like I said, I wasn't gonna go more center, but I feel like that's the best spot for it. So I'm gonna come over here, do the same thing, try to get it as close as I can, and shoot it again. So I'll get this other one drilled, get it set in there, bring it back, we'll show you how to hook up all the wires, and then we gotta work on the dash. Okay, we're in the cab. Like I said, we're gonna work on the switches. As you can see, I pushed these out. They're just little clips that you kind of gotta pinch with your fingers. Give them a pinch, and it slides right out. This one, the middle one, it's got something connected to it. Like I said, I think it's for the stock factory stuff. So I wasn't gonna mess with that one, so I put my horn and my 4-ways here. And then the next one, and what's nice about these, they're all on clips. So to fish them through there. So the next one we would take is one with the turn signals, and it's kind of the same concept. It's just a little clip, as you can see, and you just push it in and it'll slide out like so. And then when you put these in, obviously you want to make sure you're the right way, and you just stick that in through there, pop this in here, give her a good push like so. Try to push in the center. We're in, as you can tell. So there's our turn signals. The wires all drop in here. Then we got this big mess of crap to put together, but I want to get those in there so you show you guys how they work. Like I said, you could put them anywhere. The clip for this is the same. I took this apart so you could see. Like I said, it's just all clips. And then when you push them back together, like, because this one we won't need, you just give her a good click and she's in. This one, same thing. Get that hole first, wherever the hole is, like so. Then that's in. And the same with the top piece, it just bolts down in there, which you guys have seen. They have some kits where you can get a mount for a phone, which maybe we'll have to see if Kemimoto has something for that, because that'd be nice to have a thing for my phone. So yeah, switches in, just like so, click, click, 4-ways, horn. So we gotta get the back set up, and then we'll come in and I'm gonna get this all tied up. And what I'm gonna do with this is get this stuff all tied up. Let me turn the light on so you guys can see. We'll get this all tied up, and I think either might mount it to here. Like I said, I'm gonna do the Velcro, and then I'll zip tie all the wires up and tuck it in here. I mean, I could go up top too, but that plate comes back here, so you got to make sure you can get that, not the plate, but the glove box thing, or whatever you want to call it. You gotta make sure you have enough room that this isn't hitting. So I might go back here. Like I said, I wrapped all the wires around back up through here on this column, and yeah, not too bad. So I'm gonna get working on the back next and see what I want to do with that, and I'll bring you guys back. We in. I only got these back ones screwed. These ones were a little bit more difficult because I wasn't sure where to put them. Like I said before, I thought I was gonna go down here, but the problem I had was once I started working it, there's not enough of the bracket on there from where your brake goes, which the top is very close to. But what's kind of easy about these is there's a screw on the side here, a screw on the bottom, and then a little bolt, and these kind of can flex a little bit. And after doing that, what I might do is I might just be running my wire down there and tapping in on the side, on both sides, because then that way all my wires are out of the way and I can just drop it back over there on the side and not have to worry about it. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I got to get these ran back through here so I can lift the tailgate and find out, but I'll let you know here in a second. But that's going to be my goal, is if I can run these wires down the side all the way down and drop it over here, I can get out of the way of the heat and everything from the motor, and it'll just look a lot cleaner. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll get this stuff all cleaned up, buttoned up, and we'll come back with that. But it turned out good. Like I said, step bet for sure. Just be careful when you're coming through the top here, because there is a bracket for the light here that you want to make sure you don't hit. So, but yeah, that's how I ran them. I mean, you can put them wherever you wanted, or, you know, you could put them up towards the top. I mean, there's multiple places you could do, but I think those look pretty good from there. And then once we get them all set up, we can see what they look like and how bright they are. So I'll come back with you in a little bit, go on to the next step. All right, got this side all buttoned up. Did the same thing on this side, like I said over there. I came up through here, underneath, out through here, locator here. Make sure it's easy so that I can unscrew this if I need to get this off. And then you have a little bit of wire, because obviously, like I said, you got to have a little bit so when the bed opens, it still shuts, and then they close right back inside there, like so. Boom, out of the way. There's the finished product. Got those on, they look good. Got both sides. We got the front. One final time, I'll give you a look. Then we got the front ones on. Boom, boom. Now, like I said before, last step in the process is we got to take care of this mess of stuff. And I think, like I said, I'm going to tuck it up under here. And then once that's good, we can hook this up, make sure it all works. We can go from there. So it should be good. Everything should be on the right settings as far as where to locate them, all the switches, everything like that. Like I said, it's mostly plug and play. So I'm going to get all this taken care of, bring you guys back. We'll fire it up, see if everything works. And we'll go from there. All right. Got this all wired up. I did run into an issue with the wires on this. The electrical ends on these were way too big, so I had to cut the ones that came with it on and put some new ones on. But other than that, that was okay. We got all of the wiring tucked away. I went up above and went up on that bar. Got all that in. Got our power. So go ahead. We'll give it a quick turn on, see what happens. We'll hit with the 4-ways. So we got power. Like I said, what you can see is they're lighting up. Both of them for the 4-ways. And we have lights. Both working. Let's go check out the back. These are pretty freaking bright for it being pure daylight right now, which you obviously want, but as you can tell, both of them are working. And that is definitely bright. I like it. I like it. That is perfect. And then we also have, we can hit that off, got the horn. Horn warning. Stinking loud. Super loud. And then you got your right turn signal. Right turn signal for that side. Come to the back. Make sure I wired them up right. Yeah, we have the right side. And that was the biggest thing. So some people, when they say right or left, what side are they talking about? Right side is right side. So if I'm behind the vehicle, that would be my right side. This would be my left side. So if you were to flip them when you're on it, you'd have opposite switches. And you wouldn't be able to have the right. I mean, you could still make it work, but obviously you'd have different directions. So obviously my arrow's pointing right. I'm going right. Go to the left. Same thing, it lights up. Got the left side working. Come back here. Left side works. Boom. Now you got your turn signal. So now you don't have idiots that are trying to run up on you and don't know what you're doing. So overall, pretty simple install. It was just obviously the most important thing is just figuring out where you want to run all your lights. If you want them kind of how I have them, or some people just run front ones. Some people put them into the body. I went in the bumper. You can tell it tied off really easy. I pulled this clip up, went up a couple over here, and down through my grommet. Like I said, grommet's back in. I still got to push that back in, but grommet's in. Ran my wires underneath, up through here, came out. I have plenty of extra length, so they're not super tight. And then I did it right here so I could unclip these if I needed to get them out of the way, or remove the bed or whatever I want to do. And simply just unscrew here. Same with the other side. Ran this one that's kind of the same exact way, up through here, above, over, tie it off here. Boom, can still get at it, can still check my oil without having to unplug it. Got my battery charger. So yeah, and then obviously come down. You're good to go. Everything's there. It's overall really good product by Kemimoto. If you're looking for turn signal kit, kind of similar to this, get on their website, hit them up. Obviously, this is kind of like a universal kit. You could pretty much wire it with whatever side-by-side you do have. Just happens that I have the Cfmoto Uforce 1000. So, once again, thanks for watching. Give this video a like, comment, share, subscribe the heck out of it. Stay tuned for the next video. We'll see what's next for the Uforce. I'll have the link for this product down in the description. Check Kemimoto out. Get you some parts. Peace.